Greetings, my friends. I want to thank you all for subscribing. I want to thank all of my channel members for supporting me in this endeavor to save pop culture. And if you are not subscribed, please consider supporting this channel. We need you. Thank you. Greetings, my friends. I am Dicta Van Doomcock, the future ruler of Earth, broadcasting from my hidden base at the center of the Earth, and I'm here to report that indeed, as all of us who fight the war to save pop culture knew, Deadpool and Wolverine is a runaway smash hit for Disney. The third film in the Deadpool franchise has proven to be a massive success, kicking ass not only at the box office, but also in reviews. Time after time, I'm hearing from my folks in messages and chats that Deadpool and Wolverine, while not perfect, is a rollicking good time, mostly free of the woke virus that has caused so many Hollywood projects to hit theaters dead on arrival, and full of the kind of irreverent and over-the-top humor that made the original two films so damn great. Deadpool is actually one of my favorite superhero movies of all time. Just a wacky masterpiece of mayhem that I adored from opening shot to end credits. Ryan Reynolds was born to play this role. His light touch and madcap, devil-may-care energy is endlessly rewatchable, and despite fears when Disney bought Fox and got a hold of Deadpool that they'd water it down, Disney-fy it and God knows, maybe turn Deadpool into a gay woman of color or something. That didn't happen. Quite the opposite, actually. Thanks largely to the star power and influence of Ryan Reynolds, that did not come to pass. Deadpool and Wolverine manages to skewer Disney, Marvel, superhero tropes, and anything else within snitting distance unapologetically and effectively. I'll be publishing my review later this week. I apologize for the delay, but I've been trying to take a little bit of a vacation over the past few days. But in the meantime, I wanted to discuss something more important than a mere review. I wanted to discuss what this success means for Disney and the MCU and ask the one critical question to arise here: will Disney learn the lessons of Deadpool's success? And are they even capable of learning the lessons of how to make real money again?
While I don't have a magic 8-ball in my dimension, I suspect if I did have one and asked it if Disney can learn how to be profitable again, the magic 8-ball would say, "Hell no, dipshit!"
That's not one of the possible responses, Harvey.
Well, how would I know? I don't have a magic 8-ball. But look, man, Disney has seemed not only committed, but hell-bent on sacrificing profits for inserting DEI, ESG bullshit into every single project. If they were ever going to change, don't you think they'd have done it by now? One hit movie isn't going to break that cycle of dysfunction, dude.
Hey, I'm not arguing with you, Harvey Cthulhu. And yet, it's increasingly looking like this might be the summer of not woke. And I can't help but look for some good old-fashioned optimism in these results. For example, the first part of Cobra Kai Season 6 was released on Netflix, a series that's about as woke-free as you can get, created by people who love the original Karate Kid franchise, giving us a diverse cast without any preaching or hidden agendas, and it's a smash hit on Netflix. After 6 seasons, Cobra Kai hasn't lost a step, and why is that? Because it's created by people who love the original movies, love their own show, and love their audience. And when you craft things with knowledge and love, the audience responds. Just like in Field of Dreams. If you build it, they will come. I mean, I can't believe I have to say this shit. It's so painfully obvious, and yet things have gotten so insane in Hollywood, I'm always looking for some kind of teachable moment, and Cobra Kai is one of them. Another teachable moment? Inside Out 2. Now, I didn't see it, it's not really my cup of tea, but from all that I've heard, Inside Out 2 was just focused on telling a good story without all the political and gay messaging, and what happened? It too was a huge hit for Disney. According to The Independent, Inside Out 2 has entered the all-time box office history books, and they read, quote, "The film, which released in theaters on 14 June, made $601 million domestically and $861 million internationally, bringing its total box office earnings to $1.46 billion. Inside Out 2 is also the first film since Barbie from July last year. to make over $100 million on its opening weekend. Among its many records, Inside Out 2 also grossed $1 billion in global box office collections faster than any animated film ever, unquote. Two Hollywood projects that freed themselves from the soul-sucking, profit-shrinking woke contagion, and both of them have racked up goodwill, happy audiences, and boffo business. Folks, they say these things come in threes, and the third Hollywood success story this summer is indisputably Deadpool and Wolverine. The Hollywood Reporter sums it up very nicely in their report on the weekend box office. Quote, Deadpool and Wolverine lands 8th biggest opening of all time with $205 million, makes R-rated history. So how spectacular is this performance? THR reports, quote, the Merc with the mouth is back on the big screen, and he's a marvel. Directed by Sean Levy in close collaboration with franchise mastermind and star Ryan Reynolds, Deadpool and Wolverine opened to a record-shattering $205 million at the domestic box office, landing the 8th biggest opening of all time among any film, and by far the biggest launch for an R-rated film not adjusted for inflation. The first Deadpool was the previous record holder at $133.7 million. The movie also shattered records for an R-rated pick on a global scale, opening to $233.3 million internationally from 55 materials markets for a worldwide start of $438.3 million. Premium format screens contributed 18% to the gross, led by $36.5 million in IMAX ticket sales, a July and R-rated record for the large format exhibitor, unquote. An amazing set of achievements this summer for the mouse, my friends. It's undeniable. The numbers don't lie.
Well, shit, Doomcock, you sound almost happy about it.
I am not happy about the success for Disney per se, but I am happy about what that success for Disney says about the battle to save pop culture and why they should change course. There is definitely a lesson here for Disney, but the real question is, can Disney possibly learn their lesson from these two massive hits? Can they lay down the yoke of bitter wokeness and find their way out of the desert of failure to the promised land of rich box office rewards yet again? Or is this summer merely an oasis of temporary success before Disney vanishes into the arid wilderness of alienated audiences and dead franchises again?
I say, Balderdash, if Disney could possibly learn, they'd have done so by now. This is not rocket science. This is deliberate. It must be. No one can make the same glaring mistakes over and over again, Doomcock. These were accidents, not to be repeated in my never humble opinion. I tend to agree with the Skull of Calderon in this case, Doomcock. After all, Disney basically wokeified Star Wars to death. They considered the Acolyte releasable to human audiences for some insane reason, and after the terrible failures of Kenobi, Boba Fett, Ahsoka for schmuck's sake, surely such a dysfunctional lack of vision is not something that can be easily fixed. They're drowning in rainbows, man.
I share your doubts, gentlemen, and the doubts of those of you in the audience watching this right now. But there is definitely a lesson here for Disney if they care to hear it. There is a massive audience out there for entertainment, but it has to be entertaining. Not shaming people into doing better by Disney's cultural yardstick. Not trying to spread queerness at every opportunity. Not doggedly throwing money after franchises that have already choked to death on DEI garbage force-fed to them through a tube. The key to success, Disney, is this. Hire people who love the subject matter and know the subject matter. Give audiences fun and excitement, and if possible, make them laugh while doing it. Build on successes, not failures, and cut out all of the woke preaching. If you do that, they will come. It's as simple as that. I hope Disney will learn their lessons, because the only way to earn money in theaters is to give us all what we want, not what they want us to want. From the center of the earth, this is Dictor Van Doomcock bidding you all, my friends, stay angry. ha ha ha